Hey, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about working with our energy field. And what inspired this video is over the last week or more, I was feeling this really discordant energy, just energy that didn't feel good, and like a lot of it, and constantly. So I was out on a walk, and things often happen when I'm out on walks. I noticed this really pretty dark purple thistle growing on the side of the road, and it was like the second time that I had noticed it while out on a walk. And after I passed by it, I had the thought and like the sense of knowing that I could use it and incorporate it into my energy field, and that would help me. So I brought like the vibration of thistle into my energy field, and when I did, I immediately noticed that it felt like it had this like protection factor to it, like it was protecting my energy. Like it was like setting a boundary. And just to kind of let you guys know how I work, in particular in this situation, as far as like energy work. So what I did was I had that thought and that sense that I could use it. And just from personal experience, I know that that's like an invitation to me, like the green light saying like, yes, you can use this, you can work with this. And so I brought in the energy of thistle, meaning that I saw the image of the purple thistle in my mind's eye, or the background of my mind, and I brought it into my energy field, and I asked myself like, okay, where is this going to go? I'm going to bring it close to me. I'm going to put it like far away. Where in my energy field is this going to go? And so when I say energy field, I'm talking about like the energy that surrounds me. You can think of it like a sphere. We have our own personal energy fields where our energy is like radiating. And so I got the sense to put it on the boundary. So like right where my energy field would meet like what's beyond. And when I put it there, it just felt right. It felt like it had this like protection factor. It felt like that's like the sense that I got. Like it was like keeping out like discordant energy, or it's helping to do so. And I could tell that it worked just by the way that I felt as soon as I applied that technique to my energy fields. Like I got the sense like, okay, yes, like this feels like it's helping. Like I already feel like it's keeping like unwanted things out. And anytime that you're working with energy, a really good indicator that you are doing energy work is that you notice like a shift occur. Like it could be a vibration, a feeling. You just get the sense that it's like something felt one way and now something has shifted and it felt another way. That's a really good way to help you self-validate when you're doing energy work, because like especially when you're just starting out, because a lot of times, energy work, it's very intuitive. We get impressions, the sense to do something. We might see things in our mind's eye. We might kind of see images, hear things. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on, and like I find it's always like different when we're working with our energy and our intuition. But again, just really noticing when you sense a shift occur, whether you're working on your own energy field or working with the energy field of another, in energy work practices, notice like that shift occur, and that's your self-validation. Our energy field is really malleable, meaning we can work with it and we can bring in things that we want, and we can work out things that are there that we really don't want, just by first really noticing, what's there, what's kind of been sitting in our field, or maybe noticing when we're kind of getting the sense like, oh yeah, I'd really like to bring like this vibe into my field. I think it's something that would be really helpful for me, or something I need. Usually it's like the sense that we just have been kind of getting over time, that that we need to kind of create these changes and shifts. So I'm going to do an exercise with you guys, just as an example. So what I'm going to do now is ask you to imagine your energy field in terms of like those machines that monitor the heart rate. You know how you would see them in like a medical facility, or if you haven't been to one, then you see it on TV. It's kind of like that heart rate monitor that's hooked up to people, and it kind of has this line. It's indicating like where the heart rate's at, and it looks, different for different people. So what I'm going to have you do is imagine your vibration at this moment, like your energy field, your vibration at this moment. What does that look like in terms of the heart rate monitor? So for instance, is your energy like really playful right now? Would it be like these big waves that are kind of like splashing around? Or do you feel like really like anxious or nervous and be like more like a kind of like maybe a spiky image? Are you just kind of like mellow, just kind of like, riding the wave? If it helps, you can pause this video for just a moment. Just take a moment to kind of get a sense of where that's at. And once you have a sense of where that's at, then I invite you to work with it. So, meaning if your energy is already like kind of playful, you can bring a little even more bounce to it and imagine it just kind of like going higher, and just maybe like kind of like the waves kind of going in a certain pattern, something that like makes you feel good, or like kind of like you notice a change in your vibration. You've just like up leveled your energy field. If you're having like the kind of rocky day, the anxious day, where it's kind of like you feel like your energy is maybe like more like the spiky type, then what you can do is you can smooth that out. So just imagine that the energy field goes from this like kind of like spiky to just very calm, kind of flat, kind of just like, see, I'm already feeling like the energy shifts. Okay, so like you're bringing in like a peaceful energy right there. You're bringing in something that just, instead of being like anxious and kind of like holding your breath, you're like allowing yourself to breathe and kind of just morphing your energy field to suit you. Another thing that you can do is you can bring in energy that you want, that maybe you feel like you need like more of, or if you feel like you may be lacking something. So for instance, say I wanted to bring confidence in. So what I would do in that situation is, I imagine my energy field here, and I would bring in confidence, and however you see it, that's up to you. I kind of personally see it as like the word, and I feel like I'm bringing it in like right here in my energy fields. And as I'm doing that, it feels like very like real to me, and I might see myself in my mind as like appearing confident. So like I'm standing up straight. I have maybe my shoulders squared, chin up, just really like confident posture, and I'm bringing in like what that vibration feels like to me, and I'm just kind of holding it here and like incorporating it, blending it into my energy field. And like another thing that you could do is, say that you had this like really frustrated energy and you want to like remove an energy from your field, so you can work with that energy. It's like get a sense of where it's at in your field. If you felt like this frustration or whatever it is for you that you'd like to kind of move out, where would it be in your field? Where are you holding it? So like, say like I get a sense it's kind of like more here in this area. So what I would do is I would surround that, this is all visualization techniques. So I'd surround that energy of frustration in like a beautiful light, something very delicate, something that's like the opposite of frustration. And I can imagine and intend that it has like a neutralizing effect to it. So now as it's surrounding and saturating like this feeling of frustration, it's like neutralizing it. It's like working it out, and it's kind of like neutralizing the vibration, so it's not as strong. So that frustrated vibration starts to like diminish. So like you're really just like maybe, like not feeling it as much. You can also imagine like water washing over it. Like a really like good visual that comes to mind that like I'd probably use in this situation is, when water just barely like glides over the sand. So like a really shallow kind of thing of water, like at the beach, and just imagine that water like coming on in and covering like that, that area of frustration and just saturating it. And again, it's just helping to neutralize it. And so you might use a couple different techniques and find what works for you. always one thing I always stress too is the same technique might not always work for you every time, and that's totally fine. We all need different things in the moment. So it's like just because that technique worked for you one day doesn't mean it's going to work for you the next day, and that's totally fine because you'll just work with the energy and fill out what it is that does feel like it's working for you for that day. The last thing, you can do this in any scenario, is bringing in love, the vibration of love. And I would just wash that all over me, over like the feelings that I'd like to kind of neutralize, and just kind of have that going through my fields. Because love is always something that we can work with to raise and lift our vibration and to kind of help us move out of any like lower vibrational feelings. I think that's probably going to be it for now, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks.